video is going to go over sentences 1 through 4 in Sentence Pattern Exercise 1. We're going to follow these directions, circling the verbs, underlining the subjects, determining the verb types, either be verbs or linking verbs, and highlighting and labeling all the remaining parts of the pattern. Subjects, adverbs of time or place, predicate nominatives, and predicate adjectives. So let's get started. The puppy was unwilling to leave the older dog alone. Our verb is was. Now I want to point out that we have something right here that looks like a verb, but it's actually the infinitive. When we have to plus the verb, it's never going to function as the verb. So we're going to ignore this. All right, so we have our verb. We can actually tell it's a be verb. And here's our subject. And because a be verb is essentially a linking verb, we need to see what comes after it. We have unwilling, and that's an adjective. So we have puppy was unwilling, predicate adjective. That's pattern number 2. And we're going to highlight our patterns, and this may seem easy at the moment or unnecessary, but as the grammar gets more complicated, this is really going to help us to see which of these necessary parts we have of the core, and it'll help us then try to figure out everything else. All right, sentence number 2. After a summer of playing video games, Josh became horribly unfit. So I can tell that this is a linking verb. My subject is Josh. Josh became, so unfit is my predicate adjective. Let me highlight. Josh became unfit. This one is pattern number 3. Now, I also want to point out what we have here. Again, to play is a verb. Playing might be a verb, but in this case, it's functioning as a gerund, which is something we're going to see later. So when we have an ing verb, we need to see an ing word, we need to see if it's functioning as a verb. Because it doesn't have a subject and it doesn't have the be verb in front of it, then this one we can also ignore. It is not actually a verb in this sentence. All right, sentence number 3. Ellie had been in Mammoth for most of the summer. Had been is be verb. Ellie is my subject. And in Mammoth, so I have an adverb of place. So this one is pattern number 1. Ellie had been in Mammoth. That lets me ignore all of this. These are just 2 prep phrases. Next one. Diego acted ignorant about the surprise birthday party. Acted. So my subject is Diego. And I'm not sure how this is functioning, so I need to look at what else I have here. Diego acted ignorant. Here I have a predicate adjective. So this one must be a linking verb. I'm going to test by putting is or equals. Diego is ignorant. Diego equals ignorant. That works, so it is a linking verb. This one is pattern 3. Diego acted ignorant. And again, I just have this long prep phrase after it. That's it for now. We're going to take up where we left off last time. We are now going to do sentences 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first we find our verbs. Was. Turns out we have a second verb in this sentence. This one is a be verb. This one, linking verb. So let's see, Claire was in Egypt. So this one is the adverb of place. So I'm going to highlight Claire was in Egypt. This one is pattern 1. Now I'm going to use another color because I have a second clause here. Became. So she is my subject. She became fluent. Fluent must be adjective, so it's a predicate adjective. And this one is pattern 3. As we get more and more complicated sentences, we're going to start having multiple colors, and it's going to help us see where our clauses are and how they all work together. Because While there's only 7 clauses, clause patterns, sentences can get very complicated as we add more than one clause pattern. Number 6, the first time Pablo was alone, grew certain, was. All right, so Pablo was alone, predicate adjective. So let me highlight this one. Pablo was alone. Oops, be verb. That is pattern 2. He grew. It's a linking verb. Certain, another predicate adjective. Pattern 3. He grew certain that a monster was under his bed. So I have, here's my next subject, be verb and prep phrase. So this one is an adverb of place, and I'm going to make this one green. Monster was under his bed. Pattern 2, 3, this one's 1. All right, let's move on to number 7. Even though he was a first-year student, Nico proved capable of teaching the class. Here's one of those ing, but it doesn't have a be verb in front of it, so this one's actually, again, functioning as a gerund or a noun. We'll get to that in months from now. So, subject, he was student. This one is the predicate nominative. He was student. Be verb, pattern 2. And Nico is my subject for this one. Nico proved capable. Predicate adjective. Another linking verb. Nico proved capable. This one is pattern 3. Okay, and our last one, number 8. Although Jojo had become, remained, to read. Okay, there's a lot of ings, but these, again, are not functioning as verbs because there's no, for an ing to be a verb, it has to be like was reinstating or was voting, is voting. You have to have a be verb in front of it to make it a progressive verb. Okay, so let's see. I have Jojo had become, so that's a linking verb, pessimistic. There's my predicate adjective. So these are the only parts that matter. Had become pessimistic. And she remained, another linking verb, committed, predicate adjective. This also was once a verb, and this is a past participle. We're going to also get to that at the end of the year. It is now functioning as an adjective. All right, let's see. She remained committed. And, all right. So this one is pattern 3. This one was pattern 3. And that's it for this video. In this video, we will go through sentences 9 through 12. First step, find our verb. Tasted. That's it. Subject. Predicate adjective. Linking verb, pattern 3. Grapefruit tasted sour. And that's it. Next one. Was the last team to avoid. Here's one of those infinitives. We're going to ignore it. So Aston Villa is our subject. Team, predicate nominative, be verb. This is pattern 2. Aston Villa was team. And number 11, the week before school was. So week is my subject. The week was hot. Be verb, predicate adjective, pattern 2. Week was hot. Again, all the other things here are modifiers. This modifies week. Before school modifies which week. Unbearably modifies hot. So these are all kind of the adornment of the sentence. All right, last one. Willie turned hostile after the repeated insults to his integrity. Here's another one of these EDs. It's not functioning as a verb. It's actually just modifying insults. So Willie, subject, predicate adjective, linking verb, pattern 3. Willie turned hostile, and that's all we have for this video.